Well, Elizabeth Banks is starring in a wonderfully zany movie. And, Dickie, you spoke to her.
Yeah, I did, Carl. Good morning. Good morning, one and all. From Pitch Perfect to The Hunger Games, she's not only starred in some of our favourite films, but she's produced and directed a stack of them too. Now Elizabeth is part of the all-star cast, bringing to life the story of that toy craze that swept the world back in the day, Beanie Babies.
Do you know what the greatest thing about America is? You can be anything. You can do anything.
You want to sell high-end stuffed Himalayan cats.
We're giving the people what they need.
Elizabeth Banks, hello. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, it's probably just me, but I don't remember Beanie Babies being that huge in this part of the world. Remind us what the craze was all about.
One of the fascinating things about this is that this is about a toy craze. It's about FOMO. I mean, any kid today has the same thing, right? It's a ritual that humans go through, which is we decide something's valuable and we have to have it. And if we don't have it, we're not part of the crowd, you know? Back then, it was Beanie Babies. If you didn't have one, you were a nobody. You were a loser. And nowadays, you know, you gotta have a phone, or you gotta have an Instagram account, or you gotta have Air Jordans. That's where this all started. It started with people just feeling like an emotional connection to something that gave them a sense of connection.
Well, right now you've got to have a ticket to see Taylor Swift, right?
That's exactly right. That's it.
Did you see the latest numbers? We broke the entire internet thing. This has always been my company.
Company we created together.
So what was it about this yarn that appealed to you?
Oh man, so many things. First of all, I didn't know the behind the scenes story, this rags to riches story of this company, which I thought was really fascinating. But really, I was about the character of Robbie. I loved what I read on the page. I loved the dynamic she had with Ty. I loved the fire in her. I loved how she overcame, you know, and I really related to her in a lot of ways. So I wanted to be her. I found her inspiration on the page, and I felt that I could inspire the viewer with this performance.
Behind every great man, there are at least 3 women.
At least.
Tell us where Robbie fits in.
Robbie, I think, gives Ty the confidence to start the company. You know, he'd been toiling alongside his father, and really felt like he was in his father's shadow, I think. You know, this is me, of course, reading into the psychology of everything. He needed to feel like he had a partner in crime that he could control and manipulate. But he wanted a you know, good-looking woman to be at his side and to fake it till they made it, right? That was the job.
Everything good that's happened to me is because of you guys. We are bonded forever.
Have you considered poisoning him? Countless times.
You've got a couple of terrific Aussie actors at your side there, Sarah Snook and Geraldine Viswanathan. I mean, we're pretty proud of those two.
You should be. They're incredible talents. They brought so much to this. When I signed on, it was me and Zach, and they said it might be Geraldine, who I loved in Blockers, and then Sarah, of course. She's just on the hottest show in the world and is like on fire. And the fact that she came and played with us for a few weeks in Atlanta, it was just delightful. And she breaks your heart in this movie.
I have our perfect partners lined up. Jehovah's Witnesses, the greatest one-on-one salesman in the world. How brilliant is that?
What a great ride you are on, Elizabeth. You know, writing, producing, directing. You must be pretty happy and proud of where you're at right now.
I definitely feel I'm living in my power in a way that I never have before.
I love what you're wearing and what you're saying and what you're doing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I only want to speak to Oprah Winfrey. Has she reached out?
Yeah, she's cool, isn't she? I should mention that I spoke to Elizabeth before the actors' strike kicked in. That's Zach Galifianakis playing opposite her as well. The Beanie Bubble. It's on Apple TV Plus from today.
Who needs Oprah when you've got Dickie to talk to? Thank you, buddy. Great interview.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my God, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?